Hi, kindergartners. Welcome back to your TV classroom. Today is Friday, February 26th. I'm so excited today. We get to act out some addition problems, and I've got Mabel and my bears, and I'm really excited. But before we do that, let's check in with our bodies and see how we're feeling today. What zone are you in today? Are you feeling sad or happy or frustrated or worried or wiggly or excited? Or are you mad and angry? What is your body feeling? Mr. Kevin, what zone are you in today?
Well, thanks for asking, Mrs. Wally. I am in the green zone because it's Friday.
Oh, isn't Friday the best day of the week?
Friday's a wonderful day.
Actually, I like all the days of the week, but I do like Fridays because I get excited to spend the weekend with Oliver.
Yeah.
And Mr. Wally. We have a really good time on the weekend.
And how are you today?
I'm
Mrs.
in the green
Wally?
zone today,
Good.
which is surprising because I didn't sleep well last night, but my brain is in the green zone and I'm really happy about that. So, green zone it is.
Excellent.
All right, friends, let's practice some adding facts. These are put together facts. Let's see what happens, what we get when we put numbers together. Let's take a look. If we have 2, and I'm going to draw a picture of 2. If we have 2 and we put together 2 more, how many circles do we have? 4, very good. Now, what if we have 3 and then we put together with 2? How many do we have? Did you count them all? How many were there? 5, very good. What if we have 1 and then we put together with 2 more? How many dots do you see? 3, 1 plus 2 makes 3. Okay, what if we have 2 and then we don't put any more? 0 means adding no more. How many do we have? Just 2. Very good, kindergartners. What if we have nothing and then we add 2? How many do we have? Yep, we have 2. Kiss your brains. Nice job. Today we are learning to solve add to addition story problems. I'm so excited. But before we start, take a look at our picture. How many dots do you see in all? Mr. Kevin, how many dots do you see?
I see 4.
And how did you see them?
I saw 3 on the top that are red and 1 yellow below.
That's right, 3 plus 1 equals 4. Nice job. Now, it's a school bus. I wonder why there's a picture of a school bus. Well, friends, Mr. Kevin, can you show all 3 for me? We are going to tell some stories about bears on a school bus, and we're going to write the equation. So on your whiteboard, can you make 5 boxes in a row? I'm going to leave the school bus up just to remind us that we're riding on a school bus, a school bus, a school bus, riding on a school bus. How many kids are there? So,
Oh, can we sing that one more time?
yeah. We're riding on a school bus, a school bus, a school bus. We're riding on a school bus. How many kids are there?
That's fun.
So we're gonna put 2 amounts and then we're gonna sing our song and then we're gonna say how many there are. We're gonna practice writing the equation that matches. So draw your 5 boxes and have your counters ready. Are you ready, Mabel? Okay. There was 1 student on the school bus, and our school is a bear school. At the next stop, 4 students get on. The bus is full. Woo! That one does not want to stay on. Okay, let's sing our song. We're riding on a school bus, a school bus, a school bus. We're riding on a school bus. How many students are there? Well, let's write the numbers that match. How many students were on the bus to begin with? 1. And then how many students joined the bus at the next stop? 1, 2, 3, 4. We had 1, and we put it together with 4 more students. How many students are there? How many do we see? Count them. 4, 5. There's 5 students on the bus. Okay, reset. That means take your people off the bus. Okay, there were 2 students on the bus, Mabel. Mabel, how many students do you think should get on at the next stop? Mabel says 2 students get on at the next stop. Kindergartners, what should I do? If 2 more students get on, should I take the bears off or put more bears on? Okay, put them on. Let's write our equation before we sing our song this time. We had 2 bears on the bus. 2 more bears get on. Okay, Mr. Kevin, are you ready? Mm-hmm. We're riding on a school bus, a school bus, a school bus. We're riding on a school bus. How many students are there?
I was going to say bears. How many bears are there?
How many do you see there? 2, 3, 4. There are 4 students, or bears, because in our school, they're bear students, are on the school bus. Okay, reset your board. Mr. Kevin, how many bears should we start with on our school bus?
What if we started with 3?
With 3?
students? Yeah.
Okay. Woo. Oh, goodness. 1, 2, 3. Mabel, how many students will get on at the next stop? Okay. Mabel says 1 student gets on at the next stop. Okay. Everyone put 1 more student on. Let's write our numbers. We started with 3 bears on the bus. 1 more student gets on. Let's sing our song. We're riding on a school bus, a school bus, a school bus. We're riding on a school bus. How many students are there? How many? Answer that question. We're trying to figure out how many students are on the bus. 3. Yes, 4 comes next when we're just adding 1 more. 3 and 1 more makes 4. 3 plus 1 equals 4. Excellent. Okay. Now, let's do another one. There are no students on the school bus. And at the next stop, 4 get on. Now, I don't see any red. What's a digit that we can write that means nothing? Does anyone know what that digit is? It's a very special digit. It means nothing. In math, we have something that means nothing, which is really funny. It's the number 0. It's the digit of 0. That means in that place value, there are none. We had no red bear students on our bus. And then 4 students got on. And now we're trying to figure out how many are there total. Let's sing our song. We're riding on a school bus, a school bus, a school bus. We're riding on a school bus. How many students are there? How many students are there on the school bus? How many do you see? Yeah, 4. We had none and we put 4. So there are 4 students. Excellent job, friends. Okay. You know what? We're going to do a few more school bus because we have a little bit of time. You ready? Okay, clear it off. What if... Oh, I know.
That's a full bus.
It's a full bus. Can any more students get on at the next stop? Nope. There are 5 students on the bus. No more students get on. What number do we write? 0. We're riding on a school bus, a school bus, a school bus. We're riding on a school bus. How many students are there? How many? How many do you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 students on the school bus. I'm trying to think of one we haven't done yet, Mr. Kevin. Oh, I know. I have it. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. There were 4 students on the school bus, and at the next stop, one student gets on. What's the equation, friends? There are 4 students on the school bus. The next stop, 1 student gets on. We're riding on a school bus, a school bus, a school bus. We're riding on a school bus. How many students are there? We have 4 and 1 more. That makes 5. 5 students are there. Okay, reset. Ooh, I have one. How many students are on the school bus, friends? 3. 2 more students join. Let's write the equation. 3 students on the school bus. 2 more students join. How many students are on the school bus? Here we go. We're riding on the school bus, the school bus, the school bus. We're riding on the school bus. How many students are there? Well, we have 3 and 2 more. 3, 4, 5. If you said 5 students, you were right. Good job, friends. Let's do our last problem. Oh, this isn't a school bus problem. I see some pictures, Mabel. Do you see the pictures? Yeah, it's of puppies. How many puppies with brown spots do you see, friends? Hang on. 1, 2. Look, they put a 2 in the equation. And how many gray puppies do we see? 1, 2. They put another 2 in the equation. How many doggies are there? We're looking at some puppies, some puppies, some puppies. We're looking at some puppies. How many puppies are there? 2 and 2 more makes 2, 3, 4. There are 4 puppies. Excellent job, kindergarten friends. Let's take a look at our assignment today. You're going to talk about what it means to add. Think about what we were just doing. We were using that plus sign. That means add. We are taking an amount and taking another amount, and we are putting them together to find how many are there, or the total. So you're going to draw 3 examples of adding. One of one color, one of another, and the total. Then you're going to do page 334, looking at the bus. And you're going to draw some more kids getting on the bus and then write the equation for each bus. Won't that be fun? Today we learned to solve add to addition problems. We acted out the problem on our bus, we modeled it, and we wrote it as an equation, and we found the solution. Great job, kindergartners. If you want to share with us some of your add to stories, you can send them to us here at the TV classroom. Mr. Kevin, tell them how.
Sure. Just ask your adult to help you. Send them to TV Classroom at tacoma.k12.wa.us, or you can mail your drawings or questions, and we'll hang it on the wall. Right, Miss Wally?
Oh, yes, we will.
TV Classroom, 601 South 8th Street, Tacoma, Washington, 98405.
All right, kindergarten friends, thank you so much for all your work today. During your break, please make sure to gather your materials for Miss Oslin. You need your ELA packet, your learning notebook, your pencil, and your learning buddy. Have a great break. Take care of your needs, go to the bathroom, get your wiggles out, and be ready to learn when she comes back on. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Greetings, young adventurers. You will be going on a quest. It will be a dangerous quest, filled with obstacles and dangerous creatures. Should you make it to the end of each level, you will receive a coin. Find all 4 coins, and you will be crowned the champion and receive this prize. Good luck, young adventurers. Well, time for my nap. Good day, young adventurers, and good luck. Greetings, young adventurers. Congratulations on collecting all 4 coins. Well done. By completing this quest, you will now receive your prize. I hope to one day see you again for another adventure. Goodbye, young adventurers.
Hi kindergartners, welcome back from your break. Excellent job practicing your independent learning habits and having your materials ready to go. You can take your pencil and your learning notebook and just put those off to the side. You can keep your learning buddy in your lap if they will help you focus. Let's remind ourselves what our jobs are today and every day when we come together is to listen, share, read, and write. Your active listening posture is, say these with me, eyes watching,
Eyes watching,
ears listening,
ears listening,
voice quiet,
voice quiet,
and if it helps you, body still.
body still.
But even sometimes we'll need to remind ourselves to focus. And notice we say it really kindly and gently to ourselves. Focus, self.
Because can you hear an owl ever yelling at you? No.
No,
an
owls.
owl would go, whoo-hoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woohoo. Just
Woo-hoo,
like this.
focus.
All right, kindergartners, today we're learning that writers find ideas from all around. And we're going to practice that today by reading a new book. I want us to think about some of the books that we've already read and some of the authors that we've already thought about and noticing where they get their ideas from. I'm thinking about Mo Willems and his book, Knuffle Bunny. Do you remember where he got his idea for that book? That's right. He got that idea from an experience that he had with his real daughter, Trixie, and her first words were Knuffle Bunny, the name of her lovey or stuffy. And we can think about, Marla Frazee, and she wrote about how her experience on a roller coaster. Do you remember that? Yeah, she got that really exciting idea from one thrilling event of being on a roller coaster. And we also read Cynthia Rylant's book about her house and how there were different rooms in the house and each room had a different feel. And she did an amazing job of describing what happened in each room and what it looked like and felt like. Those are great examples of writers finding ideas from all around. Sometimes it'll be about having an adventure, going exploring, playing, imagining, or living just their lives, things that can seem like really simple moments. They know just where to look for those ideas. So today the book we're going to read is Dream Weaver by Jonathan London. And Jonathan and his sons often go hiking in the hills in his home. And I have the actual book here, and inside is a flap, and it's all about the author and the illustrator. So I'm going to read this to you, and we're going to get an idea about where our author got his idea for Dream Weaver from. Says, Jonathan London has written many books for children, including The Eyes of Grey Wolf, illustrated by John Van Zale, Voices of the Wild, illustrated by Wayne McLaughlin, and 13 Moons on Turtle's Back, co-written with Joseph Bruchac and illustrated by Thomas Locker. Jonathan London lives with his wife Maureen and their two sons, Sean and Aaron, in Sonoma County, California. He and his sons often go hiking in the hills near their home. So we learned that Jonathan and his sons, the author, the real author of our book, go hiking in the hills in their home. And it may have been one of those walks in the hills that inspired this book, Dream Weaver. Now, do you think that going on a walk or a hike could give an author or an illustrator ideas for a book? What do you think they could write about? Take some think time. Turn and tell your learning buddy what you're thinking. Mabel, I'm thinking about the times when I go on nature walks with my family, and one thing we really like to do is point out all the different mushrooms and fungi that we see, and I think that would make a really interesting book. We could write a whole story about mushrooms and their lives on the forest floor. Now, as we read Dream Weaver, pay close attention to where you think Jonathan London might have gotten the idea for this book from, knowing that he goes on hikes with his sons. Dream Weaver. Nestled in the soft earth beside the path, you see a little yellow spider. What do you think Jonathan had to do to write this story? Now, if he's, picture yourself walking or hiking in the woods and you see a little yellow spider. What would you have to do to write a story about that? Take some think time. turn and tell your learning buddy what you think Jonathan London had to do to be able to write a story like this. Mabel, he would have to, when he's walking through the woods, he would definitely have to be observing, looking around and noticing what he saw, because he tells me it's a little yellow spider, and if it's little, he would have to be looking really closely and carefully. Now, this is making me think about what we read about Jonathan London, our author. And I read that when he sees animals in their natural habitat, like the spider outside where it really lives, his heart races and he stops and he stands really still and he looks really carefully for a long time and watches. Let's practice doing that right now. Pretend like you're hiking, you're walking along in the woods and you see something. Stand really still and quiet and observe. Now, I know that this isn't like a wild animal that he's writing about, but do you think he also had to do those things with a spider? He had to be quiet, be looking around, move slowly towards the spider maybe? Let's keep reading and see what happens with our little yellow spider. If you're quiet and listen, maybe you can hear its feet on the sparkling web. Seeing you, yellow spider seems to pause, her legs like threads. Don't be afraid, little spider, you smile. Yellow spider rests and floats silently. So tiny, yet the closer you look, the bigger she gets. A sudden wind and the trees hum, the branches creak, and the yellow spider's web shimmers like wind across a pond. But she hangs on, and you stay with her. The whole world is in these leaves. Yellow spider's world is yours. A raindrop on a fallen leaf is a forest pool. An ant comes along, stops, touches the water, too deep. It backs up and circles around. A tiny snail oozes along, a giant. You watch as still and silent as yellow spider. Then around a bend, crash, thrash, crash, a hiker. Watch out, the spider. Too late. When you look down, you find yellow spider on a leaf beneath her broken web. There you are. In the last light, you lift the leaf and place yellow spider near her tattered threads. She waits, then begins to weave. Yellow spider glows like the evening star, gleaming over the sea beside the crescent moon. Now, writers pay attention to what is happening all around them, whether they're on a hike like Jonathan or a roller coaster like Marla, or even in their house like Cynthia Rylant. When something strikes a writer, that means when something gets their attention, he or she stops, watches, listens, and waits. As our author Jonathan says, it's in these moments that speak through me and into the page. Now, I'm thinking about a place that I love to go exploring, and this is what we call our family mountain house. And we've been there, we go there often through all seasons. And every season is different because the weather outside is different and the animals that we see is different. And I'm just picturing when we were there when it was snowing, my kids and I put on all our snow gear, and we went exploring through the woods in the snow. And it was so deep, I could hear the crunch, crunch of the snow. And Charlie stepped all the way through the snow, and it was almost up to his knees. And then he kept walking, and I noticed that the snow behind Charlie was brown. Do you know what happened? When we were exploring, he crunched through the snow and found some deer pellets, that's deer poop, under the snow, and it got stuck in his boot. And then there was a trail of deer poop behind him. We noticed it because we were paying attention to the world all around us. And I could write a great story all about Charlie crunching through the snow and getting deer poop stuck in his boot. Would you like to read a story about that? Maybe. You want to stay, but it's time now. Time to go home. Goodbye, friend. Good night. You run into the moonlight, down the mountain path, and to your home in the valley. That night in your room, you climb into bed and close your eyes. In your window, the evening star hangs like yellow spider on her invisible thread. You drift into sleep and dream. You're weaving a web, flinging it out, catching fallen stars, then tossing them back to the night where they belong. Good night, Dreamweaver. Okay. Now, I want you to think about the places you love to go or explore. It can even be a place you explore every day. Like maybe it's your classroom. Maybe it's your house. Maybe it's the park down the street. I don't know. Take some think time. Oh, maybe it's not a place you go every day. Maybe it's a museum. Take some think time and picture it in your mind, visualize it, and do some observation. What do you see? What do you notice? What do you smell or hear or feel or taste? Take some think time. Mr. Kevin has an idea.
So you just made me remember something about, if you go exploring in the library and you're nice and quiet and the library has a smell, the books have a smell, and I like that smell. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting. And it makes me think of some people like to read books like on an e-reader or a tablet. I like to have the book so I can hold it and feel it and also smell it. So you could write a whole story about exploring the library, how it sounds quiet, how it smells, how the books feel. Oh, that's a great story idea, Mr. Kevin. Now, I want to show you that I have a graphic organizer. It's called Places I Explore. And this is a graphic organizer that you have in your ELA packet that you are gonna use to draw a picture of and write about the places that you explore. And you're gonna write 2 or 3 different ideas on this graphic organizer today, and then you're gonna pick one, and that's what you're gonna write about in your ELA packet, or in your learning or writing notebook. So, I am going to use Mr. Kevin's idea to write about places I explore, and I am going to write about the library. So I'm going to take some think time. I'm going to visualize it. I'm going to think about how it smells and feels and sounds. I'm picturing just stacks and stacks of books. So I'm going to draw, well, I should start with myself here. And there's lots of shelves. And books, books, books. What else is at the library? It's not just books. What else do they have? They have computers too, don't they? So I can draw a table. The keyboard, people can sit here and they type. And this is how they find books. You can type in something that you're interested in learning about, or if you have a favorite author, or if you wanted to find Dreamweaver, you could search here. Okay, so down here, I'm going to write library so that I remember that this is a place that I explore that I can write about. Say the word library.
Library.
Let's clap the syllables in the word library. Here we go. Library. 3 syllables. You'll remember that there's a vowel in every syllable. First, lie. L. I hear an L, and then I hear the long I sound. Lie. Air. Brer. Oh, I hear a blend. Bruh. Air. Library. I hear the long E sound. I know it's a Y. Library. I think of one other place that I explore, and I can draw and write about it right here on my graphic organizer. I can also use this graphic organizer called a web, and it says my memorable moment, and I can write about exploring the library. And this is where I can write all about what did I see, what did I smell, what did I taste, what did I touch, and what did I hear. And then I can choose one of these ideas and the memorable sensations that come with it, and I can use this to then write a story in my learning notebook. And that's exactly what your job is today, kindergartners. Because today we are learning that writers find ideas from all around, even from the library, even from your classroom. And that's what you are going to write about today. You could write about going shopping. You could write about going to your auntie's house, wherever you like to explore. Then when you're doing your reading today, I want you paying close attention to what your characters are feeling. How can you tell what they're feeling? Thinking back to Mo Willems and how we could tell that Trixie, what she was feeling based on her face and her body. You could think about what your characters might see or hear or touch or taste or smell. And then you can send all of that work to us here at TV Classroom. Mr. Kevin, how can they send us their writing all about their places that they like to explore?
Okay, I have to be very quiet because I'm in the library, and I'm going to tell you, find your adult and have them help you. Send us an email to tvclassroom@tacoma.k12.wa.us. And if you want to, you can even write us a letter and put a picture in it and send it to TV Classroom, 601 South 8th Street, Tacoma, Washington, 98405.
If you do that, we will read it here on our TV Classroom. Okay, kindergartners, now is the time when we get to say our affirmation. We get to say a positive thing about ourselves before we go off to do our independent work. Today, your affirmation is, I am an explorer, because no matter where you are, you can explore, you can look and pay attention to what you see and you hear, and you smell and you taste and you feel, and that gives you ideas for your writing. So practice saying that with me. I am an explorer. Excellent job today, kindergartners. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you back here next time in our TV Classroom. Bye.
Hey kids, we want to see your work. Just send your pictures and your stories to TV Classroom, 601 South 8th Street, Tacoma, Washington, 98405.